Packages, packages, packages. Let's see who shows up. It's Friday, guys. Shipping day. I'm sorry if any of you guys have got stuff that has been here for a while. I apologize. So, packing day, shipping day. So, in case any of you guys are curious, all of the mystery boxes are gone. They went pretty quick, actually. I was surprised. I thought I was going to take a couple days. So, let me bring up chat here. Live chat, all of it. Hey! I don't know if you've seen anything. I haven't seen anything come back on PayPal, Yakov. So, I'm not sweating it. I'll give it till, like, Monday. Chris! Okay, so mystery boxes. Chris, your mystery box will probably go out next week because I want to take all those knives and just clean them up real good. Just give them another once over. Put cards and stuff in them. The stuff that's going out today is just stuff that's customer stuff that's been sitting here longer than I wanted it to. So there's been some happenings. Had some issues with power at the house. They replaced the box. So apparently there's a box where the two meters come together. So our power has been weird, flickering and all that. So, you know, there was a lot of stuff that I needed to do that I really couldn't because I was dealing with letting people in and out of the house, and it's just hectic. And then we had a rainstorm that blew through, and you guys know I don't do shit here in the kitchen except shipping. I can't. Like, people are like, "What do you do in your kitchen?" It's not something I'm gonna do in the kitchen. People that keep for people, I don't think that they are doing enough that they need. You know, I've got most boxes that come to me have between 3 and 5 knives. So on an average week, on a good week, you know, even on a slow week, I'm doing probably 4 or 5 knives a day, plus all the cleanup and the mess that it makes with water stones and all of that. So I imagine you can get away with it if you're using like a fixture or something like that. So it's, there we go here. Howdy. So yeah, I would love to be able to do it here, but the other thing too is this counter is really low and I find myself leaning over. That workbench I've got out there is a good 4 or 5 inches higher. It's almost, you know, it's way tall for this kitchen. So I did a knife for, yeah, I know, I saw it. I was there yesterday. He's been working on that knife. So you guys can see it. I did an Arius for Otter Pressler. Now, I didn't do the red. The red came that way. He likes that red. I really couldn't duplicate that red exactly. But so what I did was the scales, pivot, and all of the other inner parts. And Otter sharpened this and did a bang up job. It is really sharp. So didn't even need sharpening. So just trying to get as much stuff done and out as I can because next week so I installed a Wi-Fi extender and it's supposed to have fixed these issues, but I can walk out of my living room with like 50 megabits per second and walk in my kitchen and have nothing. The Wi-Fi extender is literally 10 feet away. And I'm still having issues with Wi-Fi. So they're sending a supervisor, apparently, to my house today. And I told him to put a note on the service call to be very careful how he approaches this issue. Because I have dealt with this for 2 months now. And he's like, well, the person I talked to yesterday was like, well, I don't see how anything could have changed. And I was like, I can tell you exactly how things have changed. I used to be able to do live feeds in my garden for my YouTube channel. And he's like, oh, well, you shouldn't be able. I was like, I'm telling you right now, my Wi-Fi worked much better before New Year's. In December, fucking nothing. 2 routers, a Wi-Fi extender that I fucking paid for. They're reimbursing me for it though. So it's just been. I love when Amazon sends me stuff because I get these. These are the best thing ever. I get free packing material. So yeah, I want to get this stuff all out today. This box of stuff had in it a K-bar. Let's look at this real quick before we get into too much else. That's trash. So somebody went at this K-bar manner of angle grinder of sorts and proceeded to really just screw up the edge profile. And the guy that sent it to me, it's a friend of his knife. He asked me if I could take a look at it, maybe get it fixed. I was going to re-edge the entire thing, but I looked at how much material had been taken off and the temper was gone at that edge. So I took it off and then I got my K-bar out and took a good hard look at what the angle was on it. And I was like, this knife needs a steeper angle. So just did that forward part just a level. So basically they thinned this material here out and then I just put a new edge on it. So this is going back to some jarhead somewhere. So let's see here. Comments. Live chat. Dwayne, you did a fucking beauty coma. You fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. I'll call you on my way back to work. Nice to catch me live. It's nice to be able to do a live feed. I've at least got something now where I was like, hey, what's up, Ben? Ben, if you just logged in, I was just telling Chris Kelly, the mystery boxes, I still want to clean that stuff up a little bit more. I want to make sure that, I put cards in all of it. And I'm running out of time today to try and pack up 8 packages. I didn't get home till like, I got home at like 6:30 or 7 last night. But it took me 59 out of the way. I gotta pee. When it rains out here in California, whew, traffic just becomes a nightmare. Who is that? Food and Metal. Somebody just logged in. Oh, that's right. This is not Instagram. I can't see everybody. Well, hey, Metal. I'm not sure who that is. That might be Metal Effort. Is that Nehemiah? Is that Nehemiah that just logged in? Okay, there we go. That's nice and tight. Once again, guys, don't trust your packages to only that. I taped the entire package. So, Daniel Dahl, wish you could stick around. Well, this is just not do a feed in a fairly long. There's just been so many problems with my internet. So, the internet guy is coming out today. He said he'd be here before 10. The AT&T guy, he's going to take a look again at the wires because they say they think there's a problem with the wires in the house. And I told the guy on the phone yesterday, I was like, how many technicians to look at the same thing? This is the 5th technician you're sending out to my house to look at the wires coming in my house. And they still have not resolved an issue because even with the new router and everything, that's the issue. So I told him last night on the phone, I was like, look, I just bought a Wi-Fi extender. I can find another provider to fix this. And she's like, well, this. I was like, you're running out of time because I am currently, while I'm talking to you on the phone, searching for other internet providers in the house, in the area. So I was gonna use Spectrum Business. Fortunately, Spectrum Business does not service my area. Because I figured, you know, well, hang on a second. Somebody's here. Hang on a second, guys. Thank you. Did somebody deliver it to the wrong place? I am. Oh, so you just rang the doorbell so I knew. Thank you very much, ma'am, because this would have disappeared. Back up. Back up. Thank you. Did you? I see. I had to work that. So I wasn't able to go, and I could tell him. I was like, look, I run my own business. I can't just. Did you vote? I did. I sent in my ballot. So I was just like, you know, Saturday at 1. I run my own business. I can't. They need to do something where there's like a phone-in thing. Yeah. All right. Thanks. Sorry, guys. HOA board member. My stuff had gotten misdelivered and bring it to me. Let's see what I got. Let's see what I got. So I was hoping it was because I'm using my daughter's like flowery, cute little iPhone bumper case because I broke my other one. So, no, it's just been hectic. It's been hectic and weird. Hey, that's what I need. Nondescript, glass, plastic. Can't go wrong. So, what's been going on in everybody else's world? Now that I can actually do live feeds again. No, I don't do aluminum. I had looked at it because enough people had asked me. I looked about aluminum, and the problem is there's so many chemicals you need. There's so many chemicals you need, and they make chemicals you need are not good to have around, especially considering I have a kid. I couldn't do it at Elliot's shop. There's no way. Chris was like, nope. Chris and I both talked about it. There's no way we want those chemicals in the shop. There's enough chemicals up there already. So I'd have to do it here. And it's a different process than titanium. So titanium forms an oxide layer that has a reflective color to it. When you do aluminum, what you do is you raise that oxide layer, and then you open the pores of that surface, that oxide layer, and then you actually use a dye to color it, because aluminum oxide is completely colorless and does not reflect and refract like titanium does. You can't get that on aluminum. Even if you do the anodizing titanium, actually is just forming the oxide layer on the outside. That's the hard coat, and then the color comes from whatever dyes they use. That's how you get reds and greens and blues, and they're brilliant and everything like that. And the aluminum oxide is really resilient, but the under material is not as hard and it scratches. And so what happens is you take the actual aluminum off and the oxide comes with it. It's a lot like DLC in that sense, where it's actually harder than the underlying material. So give me a second. I gotta send this off to Otter. Ooh, I should not read his address out loud. Give me a second, guys. So Otter is the owner of that Arius you just saw. Just bought the Bestech swordfish in D2 after seeing you molest one in a video last night. Oh, that's an older video. I have a Bestech swordfish, and I currently have it on loan to Metal Effort, Nehemiah. He's a local YouTuber as well, knife YouTuber as well. So give me just a second, guys. Okay. All the way to Kansas. I cannot wait till I get the website up and running. It would make this part of it so much easier. And not that I mind this part as much anymore, because I just have I've just accepted the fact it's part of the business. The problem is, if you do your commerce and the revenue part of it on the website, if you do your checkout on the website, it's gonna have a spot where you put in your address at checkout. Because I'm not gonna lie, some of y'all need to go back to elementary school for, I mean, I know my handwriting's bad. When I look at somebody's handwriting and go, holy shit, I can't even read that. I was like, Doctor who? It's challenging sometimes. It is challenging sometimes to read you guys' handwriting. And I mean, I know mine's not great either. Like, it's not great. But you can still read it. So I've got some stuff coming up. I got word from WE that probably after Chinese New Year, they're gonna start the production samples of the Hornets. That's the plan. Cayenne, sit, knock it off. So, hang on just a second. I can grab a medium-sized box. I have got to do something and move some of this operation to the garage. I've been told by my wife. There's not a horizontal surface in this house that does not have flat rate shipping boxes, knives, strops, fucking all kinds of stuff everywhere. And she's right. I am starting to encroach this all-consuming endeavor into every part of the house. I mean, like, here. I'm in my wife's kitchen. Is currently that pile of stuff right there that is, I mean, some of this is like stuff like knives. There is, I use this to keep rubbing alcohol in for doing work on knives. Shipping labels, there's more knives over there. It's too much. It's just, that's what's going to happen. So I foresee that in my future if I do not rectify this situation and get the fuck out of my wife's kitchen. So, it's actually hot in here now. So, like I said, part of the reason that stuff's been slow and stuff wasn't getting done is, you guys know that canopy it's pretty garbage. And it's developed a leak right in the middle. So, right in the middle also happens to be where my light sits. And so until I get a new top for this 8x8 canopy out here, until I get that, when it rains, I have to take the light down, I have to unplug everything, and there's just not enough light underneath that canopy during the day to do exactly what I want, especially if it's dark and cloudy. So that's part of the reason I don't do it in here too. I get more light out there, and more light, more better. You can see the scratch pattern more clearly. You can see if you've got it all out. You can see how your polish is coming along if you've got more light. It's just the way it works. So I've got to go find a new top. Well, hello there. Hello there. The cat just came out and was rubbing around on my legs. So, you know, it's just, it takes time. So I did these knives the Spyderco Para and Sharp ceramic, and a pocket clip. And I did this same thing with his Griptilian, his mini Griptilian. So these are pocket clip as well. These both have an aftermarket pocket clip, a deep carry pocket clip. Now this isn't an aftermarket. This is Benchmade's deep carry, and it's a little bit better than this one. The Spyderco one that Pops Clips makes, I'll tell you why I don't like it. Because that loop comes up and over, and then the screws are obscured. And so you've got to find a really skinny T6 and go at it at an angle. And I don't like it, because you've got to be real careful when you're putting those screws in, because if you've already done ceramic and then you put that on and you're hitting it with that bit, I don't like deep carry pocket clips anyway, and I like this one even less. There's very few deep carry pocket clips that I truly think are very good. I don't like deep carry to begin with, but there's some that do it well. This one's better. This one is not as obscured. It's easier to put on and get off. So I do believe I put it on backwards though. I believe I did. I think I put it on. I'm gonna have to rectify that. Luckily, my tools are right here. So, yeah, guys, it's been an interesting couple weeks around here. Let's see, where's my T6? Let's see, how many comments am I missing, because it keeps kicking me off of comments. Exciting to get one made and have other revenue. Yeah, and there's some stuff I've got that I'm thinking about doing. I'm gonna make some calls this week to a couple people. I'm trying to prototype and design something it's not a knife. We'll get into that once I've got more along the lines of what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it. Elliot's gonna help me a little. So it's going to be something for the sharpening community to make doing some stuff a little easier. You know what I mean? Eventually, I want to come up, I want to sit and think up a fixtured system that actually works. Like actually, not that the other ones don't work, but I want the things I would want in a fixtured system. Ease of use, speed, repeatability, all those things that you don't get in some of those other ones, because there's just too much variance. And there's too much variance in it, and the time it takes. Matt was at the house the other day. He brought me a kitchen knife that was in horrible shape. It looked like somebody had been cutting ceramic. It was completely rolled over. There was like, you could run your thumb up and down, and it had been through a pull through, so the edge was all wavy. And he's like, I'm just curious, I've never seen you start to finish, like on something like a thin kitchen knife like that. I had it done in no time. And he was like, wow. He's like, I was using that KME on those other knives. He's like, it took me hours. And then you did it in a matter of minutes. And I was like, yeah, I mean, but I do it all day, every day. So I've already established the repeatability by doing it by hand, and do it enough times, the thought goes out of it. The more you do it, the less thought goes into it. Less thought equals faster. We used to, so military guys that ever did weapons instructing, and Cruiser of Weapons instructor, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. As fast as you can, as slow as you need. And that doesn't make sense to people unless you preach it like a mantra and you get it in your head. And eventually that slow, smooth turns into a fast, smooth, but you've got that in your head of, okay, I can go this fast and get the shot off and be on target and have my fucking natural point of aim. But I need to slow it down for me to be able to, and the more you practice it, the less thought goes into it, the more mastery of it you have, and you don't watch your gun into your holster, and next thing you know, you're able to draw, shoot, and holster while keeping your eyes on your target and stepping back and clearing yourself off a reactionary gap. And then that turns into being able to come up and from the hip, have that natural point of aim, and it becomes as natural as pointing your finger. Like I know where I'm pointing my finger. I don't have to look to know that I'm pointing out of the corner of my eye, I'm pointing my finger over here at a specific thing. If you get a natural point of aim down to the point where there's no thought in it, you can come up and I can shoot from the hip. Before I even get up, I can shoot my first round from the hip area up to the shoulder and then get a well-placed shot. So they're gonna be fairly well-placed shots. So at the 3 to 7 yard line, I don't even pay attention to sights. 15-yard line, I start taking some well-aimed, well-placed shots. So it's no different. How many comments am I missing because this live chat thing isn't working? So it is Ferrum Friday, guys. It is. It is. Why would any of my knives be dull? Actually, there's a good chance a lot of times that my knives have not been sharpened as regularly as they would actually need. And then I did something the other day. I was extremely upset. My wife and kid had been fighting about skating stuff, and I was cooking supper, and I got mad, and I stabbed my good kitchen knife through the cutting board and broke the tip off. I do get fed up from time to time. I try to keep it mellow, but I have a propensity for losing my shit every once in a while. Just on occasion. That was, the knife going through the cutting board when it broke was associated with like, look, shut the fuck up, both of you. I wasn't happy. Where's the rest of my packing material? So guys, I'm probably gonna cut this. I do have some stuff I'm gonna work on today. I'm going to try and start that Stinger, or not Stinger, the Scorpion for Dwayne Smotherman, who was just on here. These are going off for sheaths today. There's still a little bit of final polish on these handles that need to be done. And then there's still a little gap here that I'm gonna address when they come back. So all I need to do is thin it out a little bit more, make sure I keep it really flat. There's a tiny, tiny gap right here. So that's an easy fix. I've been through enough and done it. And I still have to do the hardware polish and color on these. These are just fit up hardware. And then I have to, some small minor issues with the surface finish, some minor scratches that I'm gonna take care of, but I'm not gonna take care of them until after the sheath gets fit up, because sometimes you get a little bit of scratches during the fit up process when Matt makes those sheaths for me. Hang on just a second, guys. I gotta get some more packing material. So it's so Dave, I don't know what the price point is on those knives that are coming out. I honestly don't have a clue because I have no input on that. There we go. That's as tight as that one's going to get. I have no input on that at all. So let's see. It is hot in here. Give me a second. Whew. So yeah, I took the mystery box video down already because they all sold, and which was nice. That was one of the things that I was trying to do to clear up and get rid of some of the mess that my wife keeps. And she's not wrong. I'm not saying she keeps, oh, she's just hounding me about stuff. I don't want you to think that. She's 100% right. If she doesn't say something, everything would be covered. I know me. I know this place would just be covered. Every horizontal surface would be covered with boxes of knives and sharpening stuff. And she's not wrong. She's absolutely right. You know what I did? I didn't put any cards in that one. That's a nice thing about the fact that I seal all these back up with tape. So I'm gonna put some stuff on my daughter's channel. I haven't been to any of her skating to get any footage of anything for a while now. It's been since her last show, since I went and watched her skate. So. Always binds up on itself. Once again, chat disappeared. Dave, how many subscribers have you got now on Blade Banner? So, I'd like to see something where there's a plate, a lock plate, like the trick that for the Edge Pro, using the what am I trying to say here? Using the the drill collar. That's what I'm trying to say. And you put the drill collar on, and then before you start, you put your stone in, and then that's what sets your angle, and you just lock it in. Something that is more, it's the drill collet is a good idea, but the problem with drill collet is it's got the one set screw, but it will shift a little, and then you still wind up with some weirdness to it. And so if you guys don't know, the drill collet method is you take your post and you have a drill collet on it, and you set it pretty much to the angle you want, and then you find the thickness of your stone, and that's how you adjust. So you basically put your stone in and drop the drill collet down on it, and you maintain a good angle. It's just really time consuming, and I want something that's more, you know, pretty much thought, you know, it's dummy proof, because that's what I would need. I had a lot of problems with Edge Pro, not me, and I didn't want to have to keep doing the thing. So something that works well. The thing is, you get there's some systems that work well, but then the stones are garbage. And then you get some that have good stones, and then like the Edge Pro at the time was what I was looking at, was probably about the best one for me. And it had good quality stones. But the problem is with the Edge Pro, you know, the problem with the Edge Pro is you got that flat plate that it sits on, and you got to put, if you've got an expensive knife like this, you've got to protect the flats, because the abrasive matrix will get down on that. So either you got to put tape on the blade, or you got to put tape on the plate. The problem is then the tape gets wet, you got to peel it off, and then you have to account for, you guys wouldn't think the thickness of a piece of tape would do it, but just that change in thickness, whether you get the tape a little thicker on one side than the other, and then you put it, you know, you put tape on the plate and you peel a piece off because it got wet, and you pull the top layer off, like I'm sure some of you saw Jay Davis do back when he did sharpening videos. And so there's just so many problems. I want something that is as easy as a pull through. That's what I want. I want something that's as easy as a pull through, but good stones, good set angles with variants and things like that you can do. Problems with the Work Sharp are numerous with a Work Sharp, because some people are like, oh, you need a Work Sharp. No. It's just, I don't know. Fixtured systems. I haven't found one that hits all the wickets for me. And then some people are like, the flip side of that too is I want I want something I don't have to worry about damage to blade, like I was just saying. So if you use Kiyomi, it clips on. And even if you're still gonna get grit and abrasive under that, and you'd think, well, it's clipped on, it's locked. Well, you're gonna get a scratch pattern on it. You'll get, spots where material gets under it and it wears. And the nice thing about the KME though is you go this way and then you can flip it, and you don't have to do the hand dance, because the Edge Pro, you gotta sharpen it this way on the plate, and then you flip it and sharpen it this way on a plate. Well, you got to hold. Then you got to hold with your right hand and sharpen with. And this, all of us have one hand that is just stupid. God gives you two hands, unless you're extremely, extremely lucky. The one works real well and the other one doesn't. So, it's just. I want to talk to you guys. I do, but I got a news for you. I get to talking to you guys, and then I'm not getting anything done. I'm actually just kind of killing time this morning, because I am going to go up to the forge today, but like I said, I'm waiting on the technician. So I'm going to get off of here, guys. I'm going to get off here. This was just kind of a quick test to see if I could even do a live feed. It looks like it's working. Hopefully this has rectified my issues where I was having with my Wi-Fi, where I could not do live feeds. So you guys take it easy. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna get these done and packed up and off. I think I've got 3 more boxes to pack up and ship off, and then I've got one that has to go to Singapore, so for an overseas customer. So that being said, you guys take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Glad this all worked. I'm able to do this. That's great.